The veil that exists between 3D and 4D is a creative structure to allow manifestation of feelings and things. In 5D, there is no additional requirement for experience of either feelings or things. All is experienced in a timelessness which cannot be explained in this manner. There is bliss, enlightenment, oneness, unity, love, acceptance, and allowing of the natural stream of higher intelligence to flow unrestricted along the central strand. Polarity does not manifest within the fifth dimensional mind-body unified field. Polarity is how creation is made through contrast upon the veil. From the side of the third dimension, the veil is physical, and from the fourth dimension, it is emotional. The fifth dimension operates through the unified field of collective experience. It is in this realm in which humanity achieves connection to wider perspective and unconditional love, which creates the environmental conditions allowing the manifestation of global harmony. In terms that are specific to your awareness, you look at the veil, the screen of all possibilities, and see the contrast between the values of good and bad. From this background, you are justified in your judgment, because your experience has taught you through choice and resultant pleasure or pain what is wanted and what is not wanted. What is not wanted is bad and what is wanted is good. This is duality and based upon polarity, which is lower density from fifth dimensional reality. The key is that your being is immortal in every way and beyond the mirrored worlds of the fourth dimensional emotional thought forms. In looking at the veil, you visualize temporal life and death of particles in the 3D locative experience. Then, upon considering the temporal spatial limitations that life cannot continue in this or that form, you validate death and judge death as bad and life is valued as good. The point is, life and death is occurring in every instant of every pulsation of every temporal spatial local particle's existence. You are literally blinking off and on in life and death every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every night, every month, every year, every century, every millennium, and every eternity. There is no sting to death as you experience it constantly, continuously, and in the same way life is expanding through you constantly. As you break through into realization that you are immortal, multidimensional, telepathic, enlightened beings in a field of energetic oneness of fifth-dimensional density, fear is discharged. Fear is a mental, emotional, restrictive construct that is applied to slow energy down. It is resistive, and from an ignorant perspective it produces emotional reactions which are uncomfortable and chemically charged to shut down physical action and mental reasoning. As the veil lifts, fear is the first thing to be released, which allows the inflowing of higher intelligence on streams of light which induce feelings of love, appreciation, gratitude, and bliss. These are fifth-dimensional energies which are part of a life-giving, enhancing, expansionistic paradigm and the model of this universe. Fear operates in a hypothetical fourth-dimensional arena of polarity and contrast. Contrast can be a background which enhances the focus, or it can be conflict which produces disturbance and initially interferes with focus. The mind-body is a focusing agent for higher intelligence to create along the accords of the universal paradigm of eternal, infinite creative expansion. For this to occur along lines unhindered and consistent with the maximum attainment, contrast is the element which allows for continuation of variety and expansion. Fear is a feeling produced only in the fourth dimension. The energy is based upon contrast, and it is not lower dimensional instinct or protection. It is hypothetical imagination based upon valuation. Reality is a perspective, and thereby you are always following a perspective which attracts participants of similar perspectives. There are no limitations within the fourth dimensional perspective, as it is based upon emotional imagining and is the screen upon which the veil manifests in consensual mental emotional realities. Television is the best example of this reality, for it presents thousands of images, shows personalities engaged in presentations of historical, virtual, and apparent realities, all of which have emotional content. and elicit physical responses through projection to a viewer. Each viewer comes equipped with ingrained experiences that determine the reaction to the images and content which is presented. The reactions are different with each viewer's perspective, and the actual interrelationship between the viewer and the screen is dependent upon personal choice. Fear is a viewing choice of personal perspective in which the content elicits reactions based upon the viewer's previous experiences. As ingrained experiences become more or less valued by the viewer, the attachment to pleasure and pain becomes more profound and intensified. This is the beginning of addiction, as the choice becomes involuntary with the increase of each choice to experience the show. Emotions are chosen because they are wanted. They are wanted either for contrast, excitement, challenge, or interest. Ultimately, they are chosen for creation in alignment with the universal paradigm of the expansion for knowledge. There is no limit to the amount of challenge or contrast available in the fourth dimensional experience, and it is no more real than a fictitious televised cinematic enactment. The emotional content derived from it is as real as the perspective and the context and is entered into by the viewer. One presentation will provide satisfaction and understanding to a viewer, while the same presentation will provide depression and anger to another viewer based upon their point of view or perspective. Fundamentally, what will happen is this universal elevation or ascension of consciousness will bring content that raises a level of awareness of humanity in accord with the direction of higher intelligence. It is occurring now where those who are tuned to the channels that are broadcasting content that is above the screen of the fourth dimensional diversions or the veil are seeing a higher screen of images coming through the sixth dimensional plane of sacred geometric expressions. These higher forms inspire the fifth-dimensional telepathic unified mind to expand into the light bodies where the mind is again individualized but along higher frequency streams that are empowered by seventh-dimensional harmonic pulsations. The point of the fourth-dimensional veil between 3D physical perspective and 5D energetic perspective is the content of the fourth-dimensional connection. It may appear sticky, illusory, painful, conflicted, but it is also filled with personal happiness, fulfillment, enjoyment, excitement, passion, and is a playground upon which humanity learns and enjoys the worlds of creation. It is important to play the games and enjoy your experience, for the game continues and there is no end. You are not here to end, you are here to enjoy.